Nancy.
Thanks, Caroline. This morning, President Trump accused 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. Let's be clear about what the president is responding to, because many in this room want to talk about the president's response, but not what brought the president to responding in this way. You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders. The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting...
Folks, I need you to push everything else aside and focus on this moment. What I am about to discuss is not a political talking point. It is not a news cycle controversy. It is the gravest threat ever issued against the legislative branch of the United States government. Today, Donald Trump has crossed the line that no American president in history has dared to cross. He has publicly demanded an action that, in his own words, is punishable by death. He is calling for the execution of sitting members of Congress. I repeat this because the weight of that statement must sink into your mind. Execution of your elected representatives. This is the language of a tyrant, a dictator, and an aspiring autocrat who has just revealed his final, terrifying endgame. The entire controversy is built on a simple, foundational truth that Donald Trump wants to erase. The oath is to the Constitution, not the commander-in-chief. 6 brave Democratic lawmakers, all with deep national security credentials, CIA officer, Navy captain, naval officer, created a video, a message to our active duty service members, encouraging them to uphold their solemn oath, to defy the president's unlawful orders. And how did the former president respond to this message of constitutional fidelity? He declared them traitors and demanded they be subject to the death penalty. This is not a suggestion of political violence. This is a clear, unambiguous demand for state-sponsored murder against his political opponents. Think about the sheer recklessness of this. We are talking about 1.3 million active duty service members. The president's own spokesperson admitted that this message could inspire chaos and it could incite violence. But the violence is not coming from the lawmakers defending the Constitution. The violence is being demanded by the former president himself. He is encouraging his most loyal, most extreme followers to view members of Congress as enemies who deserve to be killed. This is a profound, irreversible breakdown of our democratic norms. This is autocracy's final threat. The entire justification for this execution threat rests on the false claim that the lawmakers are breaking the chain of command. But Donald Trump doesn't understand the chain of command. He only understands the chain of tyranny. The sanctity of our military does rest on the chain of command 050, but that chain is anchored to one document, the U.S. Constitution. There is no such thing as a lawful order that violates the Constitution. Every single member of the military is legally and morally obligated to refuse an illegal order. The 6 lawmakers were simply reaffirming this sacred principle. They were signaling to service members, you can defy him, and you can betray your oath of office if that order is unlawful. And Trump's spokesperson called that a very, very dangerous message. Why is it so dangerous to Trump? Because it exposes the deep state secret. His orders are fundamentally unlawful. The spokesperson claimed that every single order given by this commander-in-chief is lawful, and that the courts have proven that. This is a blatant, easily verifiable lie. The courts, including Republican-appointed judges, have repeatedly declared his administration lawless and ruled against his illegal acts. From previous transcript, Trump is trying to turn the most powerful force in the world, the U.S. military, into a private army that follows his personal, potentially illegal whims. The real danger to the chain of command is not a video. It is a president who views it as a tool for personal vengeance and absolute power. Let us be absolutely clear about who the true traitors are in this exchange. The true traitors are not the 6 patriotic Americans, CIA and Navy veterans who are defending their oath. The true traitors are the political operatives, like the spokesperson, who stand up at the podium and defend a president who demands the execution of his political rivals. They are the ones who put loyalty to one man above the foundational laws of the republic. In a firm, accusatory tone, We have reached the point where the president is being allowed to use the threat of death to silence the legislative branch, and his own staff is covering up the threat. This entire exchange, this entire defense, is an effort to intimidate Congress and scare the military into absolute, blind obedience. If they can convince 1.3 million service members to follow unlawful orders, the last line of defense for our republic is gone. Chaos will ensue. People will get killed. But it will be because of the president's lawlessness, not the courage of the people who defied him. The spokesperson asked, "Why aren't we talking about the members of Congress inciting violence?" We are. We are talking about the President of the United States, inciting the ultimate violence, the execution of his own elected officials. This is the kind of political extremism that breaks a nation. This is the shame of the Republican Party today. They are defending treason in the name of law and order. We must reject this terrifying display of autocracy. When a president suggests that political differences should be settled with the death penalty, the conversation is over. He is not a president. He is a tyrant. I must stand with the brave men and women who uphold the Constitution. Whether they are in Congress or serving in uniform, their oath is everything. Your voice matters more than ever. We must demand that the Department of Justice investigate the president's own threat of execution as an act of political violence. We must be stronger than the fear. We must be stronger than the threats. We must save our republic from this autocrat.